How about that? We are at month end. We're at month end. And this is one of the most exciting, stressful, potentially stressful times in this industry, in the social selling industry, because we're right at the break of some people getting breakthroughs to go to the next level of advancement, the next level of income. And so this is that final push. And we are within the last 48 hours, you guys, before the month is over. And I'm going to talk a little bit, very little bit about what I talked about earlier today, because I never know how many people was on our Wednesday morning call to how many people transfer and comes on our Wednesday night training. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about where we were this morning. And then I'm going to go into some technical things that I want to help you to understand how you can close out the month strong, okay? So let's look at it real quick. The first thing I want to encourage you guys to do, thank you. The first thing I want to encourage you guys to do is this. I want to encourage you not to become weary. A lot of times it's very easy to become weary when you are moving in a realm, where this is it for you. This is it for you. And you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm too far away. I cannot make it. It's not enough time. And you feel like you've run out of time, and you feel like you've run out of people to call. And so I want to help you to not become weary. And how do we do that? So there's a couple of don'ts that you must embrace. There are a couple of don'ts that you must embrace, right? And the first thing that I want you to do is don't forget your why. Like I said, I'm only going to spend about 5 minutes on this. I'm using this as an acronym. Don't forget your why. Don't forget why you got into business in the first place. Don't forget why you made a conscious decision. To get into this particular industry. Don't forget your why. And remember, we say this all the time. Your why has to be significant enough that gives you the fuel and the passion to keep going even when you don't feel like it. That's number one. The next step in not becoming weary is this. It's very important that you don't lose your energy. Come on, how many of you, if we just be honest with ourselves, we get into a moment, I didn't realize I had my camera on. We get into a moment and we say, hey, I just don't have time for this. I just don't have the energy to do this. I'm tired, I'm fatigued, and all of those things. No, you cannot get tired. You cannot get fatigued. The same level of energy that you had with the day one when you first started the business is the same level of energy that you should have absolutely right now. Don't lose energy, even though it may not look like you're not going to reach the goal, even though it may not look like you're not going to advance, even though it may look like I'm not going to grab hold to whatever bonuses that's on the table, but don't lose your energy. So number one, don't forget your why. Number two, don't lose your energy. Number three, don't stop your activity. Don't stop your activity. A lot of times when people get in this position, and if you're one of those individuals that feel like, hey, you know what, I'm just going to sit back and wait till next month. No, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. Do not stop your activity, because you have to understand this thing called momentum. You have to understand this thing called momentum, because what your momentum from today is going to carry over to your momentum in the 1st of October. So it's very important that you don't stop your activity, right? The next thing that I want you to do, and it's going to help you not to become weary, is you're going to continue to be repetitious and repeat all of the processes that you've been taught, all of the processes that you've learned. You want to be repetitious, because as you continue to do the right thing, as you continue to be repetitious, you become better and better and better and better and better. And as a result of that, eventually your no's are going to start coming to yeses, and you'll find yourself at a level of success that you thought you could never even attain. So it's very important that you do not lose sight of what the process is. Continue to repeat the process over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And then the why. The why, y'all know I'm using WEARY as an acronym. Y'all know how I like to train and coach. I try to keep it easy for you. Is watch this. Don't forget, it's up to you. You are your own limitation. You are the only one that's going to be able to hinder you from getting you to where you need to go. At the end of the day, it's all up to you. So that's my piece. I just wanted to drop that on you real quick. Now let's get into some technical stuff. Let me pull up some of my notes that I wrote here. And because I want to help you, in this month very, very strong. I want to help you in this month strong. So here's a few tips that I want you to do. The first thing that I want you to do. Yeah, hey, did you have a couple of people show up on your behalf this morning? Oh yeah, I'm reading what they guys said. All right, cool. That's cool. That's Arvon Nelson. But here's what I want to share with you guys. Check this out. As it pertains to closing a month out strong in your business, right? It's kind of, I'm not going to use the term too late. The statistics of being able to close somebody new that you just talked to today and just heard about the business for the first time today is a lot. The likelihood is less that you'll be able to close them immediately, unless you're a super closer like Diamond Mooney, than for you to talk to people that have already heard something about the business. So there's three kinds of people that I want you to focus in on at the end of this month. Number one, I want you to reach out to people that who previously showed you interest in the product, right? So that means you've talked to some people, and I want you not to reach, before you reach out, I want you to write down 5 people that you spoke to within the past 30 days that you hadn't followed back up on that showed you some interest in the product. What I'm seeking to do is to develop a memory jogger, right? I want to, because if those of you that's in massive action, and if you're really, really pushing hard and pushing strong, you've talked to a lot of people. And what I want you to do is I want you to make the call I want you to write down, first and foremost, 5 people that you've talked to within the past 30 days that showed any level of interest in the products that you have not talked to before, that you had not reached back out to after you talked to them, right? So this is to assume that you've continued to nurture the relationship with this person. This is to, if you've done this, it may sound something like this. Hey, John, I spoke with you earlier in the week. I spoke with you earlier in the month, and I just really wanted to reconnect with you to see if any of our month-end specials that you want to take advantage of. I know you showed interest in the King of the Jump at the KOJ, and I want you to know between now and the end of this month, for the next 48 hours, we have 10% off on our product. Whatever you guys see what I'm saying? You want to be able to reach out to them and let them know, hey, we can offer this product to you at a discount, but we only have 48 hours to do it, right? So that's point one. Reach out to people that have previously showed interest in your product. Now, this you got to keep in mind though, this is only effective if you have previously spoken to the individuals about the product, right? If you've previously spoken to individuals about the product and they showed interest in the product, but they didn't have the money right now, they said maybe later, whatever the case was, you want to reach out to them right away and say, hey, we only got about 48 hours, but I thought about you. And I know that you was interested in this particular product, and we have that product available at 10% off. I can get you enrolled right now, get you to become a customer and get that product to you. That's something that you want to do. So remember, the reason why I want you to jot it down, The reason why I want you to jot it down is because I want to use this as a memory jogger. I'm saying just 5. You may think of 10, however many that number is. Write it down, pick up the phone, give them a call. Perhaps, they may be interested in a specific product. Again, you want to make certain that you mention that. You want to make certain that you're personable. You want to make certain that you're authentic. And here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to sound like you're desperate because it's month end and you're trying to get a sale. All right? You don't want to position it as if this is going to benefit you. You want to position it as this is going to benefit them. Does that make sense? Number 2, the second thing I want you to do is I want you to think about 5 people, at least 5 people that said, hey, they showed some level of interest in becoming an online dispensary owner. Now, again, this is very similar to reaching out to people that showed interest in a product. This is only effective as if they've already, you've already spoken to them about the business. They've already seen the videos, those type of things. They may have come to a presentation and showed some interest. They didn't say no, but they didn't say yes. They said not now. They said, let me think about it. All of these different types. I'm trying to help jog your memory. See, these are memory joggers of people that just seen the presentation, heard about the product, heard about the business opportunity, but for whatever reason, didn't make a decision. And again, this is how that sounds. Something similar like, hey, you know what? We spoke earlier, again, this week about you becoming an online dispensary owner. We spoke earlier this month, whenever it was that you spoke to them. And I just really wanted to connect with you to see if we could get you ready today. You see what I'm saying? And for those of you that was when we did the assumptive close, that particular training, you want to make certain that you utilize some of those principles on how to assume the close. Use the assumptive close in this particular example. All right. Remember, we want to be genuine in our messaging. We want to be genuine in our calling. I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. My daughter is going away to college, and she's going to LA. And I don't know if any of you paid attention to it or not, but I'm in Chicago. And LA is far, far, far away. And so I am setting up, making certain that I set up a tribe around my daughter in LA. The challenge is, though, I have not talked to a lot of these people in years. A lot of my contacts in LA, I have not talked to in years. So what I did was I started nurturing, sending text messages and all of that stuff a month or so ago, or 2 months ago, just reaching out to them just because I knew at some point I was going to be having a conversation about my daughter coming to LA, and I need them to be part of her tribe, right? And so the call is, and that's how you want to do. You want to make certain that I didn't just pick up the phone and say, hey, Darlene, guess what? I'm coming to LA. I'm dropping my daughter off at school. And can you be like an auntie, a little guardian over her while she's there? And she hasn't heard from me in 2 years, 3 years. No, that's not going to work. So you got to make certain that the people you're calling are people that you've at least talked to and have recent contact with. So it's not like you're just calling out the blue. All right. Here's some of the things you may do. What I want you to do when you call this particular group is I want you to call, when you call people that show business interest, I want you to kind of lay out an outline as to why it's going to be significant for them to be able to join right now. Why is right now important? Why is right now a good time for them to join Wakana? And we understand that there's a couple of reasons why right now. And one of the reasons why right now is because of 2 things. We're getting ready to go October, and then we're right into our most busiest month and successful sales month of the year, which is November. Why right now? We got the fun. So there's a lot of reasons for them to join right now. And so you want to take advantage of that opportunity. Does that make sense? And so that's exactly what we need to do. Number 3, here it is. The third thing is, I want you to reach out to people that was undecided. I want you to reach out to people that was undecided. They were on the fence. they was undecided. They didn't show interest, but they did not show interest, right? You know the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people in the past month who told you they would get back to you. I'm talking about those people that said maybe let me wait till payday, and you may have forgotten to call them back. I'm talking about those people that needed to talk to their spouse about it. I'm just trying to help jog your memory, right? Those are the type of people I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people that said, yeah, it sounds good. You know, I heard something about that, but I'm not just right now. I'm just not ready yet. You know, I'm talking about those people. So I need you to identify those people. Write down 5 of those people. Write down 5 of those people. You see what I'm saying? And so again, let them know, hey, we got 10% off. This is a great time to get in, blah, 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 and et cetera, et cetera. And so these are the things that you want to do, but you don't want to apply pressure. This is not the time to apply pressure, because if their answer is not a yes right now, how you handle the conversation today will ultimately impact how the next conversation you have with them goes tomorrow. So if they're still at the not right now, but they didn't say no, then you don't want to frustrate them because you're applying so much pressure. Does that make sense? You don't want to frustrate them because they're applying by applying so much pressure to them. These are tools that is going to be very, 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 very helpful. So number 1, write down the top 5 people, write down at least 5 people that showed interest in the product. Number 2, I need you to write down 5 people that showed interest in the business. Number 3, I need you to write down 5 people that showed that was on the fence. They were undecided. I want you to write those 5 people down. That's 15 people that you have already talked to at some point in time within the past 30 days. There's 15 people that you can call that has a particular insight on what it is that you're doing right now. All right. So that's that. Any questions so far? Any questions? I want to entertain some questions real quick. If there's any questions about anything, somebody that you might have on the fence, a way to position the 10%, whatever it is, any questions, some challenges that you may have right now. I want to be able to answer some questions. And if I don't see any questions pop up, then I'm going to go ahead and give you my 4th thing. All right. Any questions? All right. All right. So here's a couple of things that we could do. I know that you've heard Ms. Phyllis talk about Facebook. Remember, she said to throw up the 3 fingers and take a selfie and say, hey, you guys, name 3 things that comes to mind when you think about me. And the whole purpose of that was a starter or a teaser. Here's a couple of things that you might want to consider. You might want to consider on doing a testimonial on how one of the products have helped you, right? And just say, inbox me for more details. Listen, I'm just trying to help bring the people to you. Do a Facebook Live. Say, hey, y'all, this is Dan Johnson. Listen, I just really wanted to share something with you guys. I have found myself in a position where I just couldn't sleep at night. I had found myself in a position where this happened or that happened or that happened and this happened or whatever the case may be. And as a result, I found these gummies. And when I found these gummies, it helped me get some sleep. And I don't know if I got any other fellow insomniacs out there. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I'm talking about a product. I'm talking about a product. You may say, hey, if you're dealing with anxiety, or you may get up and talk about your pain testimony, whatever it is, you really, really want to look at this as an opportunity to get people to engage with you right now, because you got 48 hours. So you want to get people to engage with you right now. Here's the next thing. You may want to ask a couple of your customers, friends, and family to make a post for you, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? You may want to say, hey, look, you guys, Can you, I know you tried the product, I know it worked for you. Can you do a live video and do a testimonial for me? Or can you do just type a post in the social media and tag me in it? These are all things to get people to engage with you right now. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Now here's another piece for our leaders. For some of our leaders, whereas you may have run out, you may have done everything that I just said. One of the things you must remember is that you still have a team. And so if the team is under you, and if you help your team, then and begin to look at what their needs are and help them, their numbers is going to help your numbers. Y'all see how that works? So sometimes you might want to you may have to just reach down. You may have to reach down to your team. But in order to do this, you got to know where your team members are. You got to know what their numbers are. You got to know what they need to get to the next rank. And so that's how you know, that's another tip as we get ready to close out the month, to be able to close out the month strong. And here's the last piece that I'll give you. This is the last piece. Thank you, Joel. This is the last piece I'll give you for this call. And then I'm gonna pitch it back to Mr. Diamond Mooney and see if he got any closing thoughts that he want to share. But the last piece I want to give you is, I want you, when you reach down to your downline, or if you decide, if you got other testimonials or whatever the case may be of people that have had success in your business, utilize the next 48 hours to flood your social media with their success, celebrating them. Dr. Diamond Mooney, let me ask you a question. Who was the last person that came on from your team that came on and actually advanced, let's say, to the next level? Who was the last person?
Kathy. Kathy, what's Kathy's last name? Lord Jesus.
Well, don't worry about it. What was her value?
She's right now, she's a J, and in this month, and headed towards Sapphire. Okay,
so she's done at least, what do you know how much she's done total?
Total, she's at 7,000.
She's at 7,000. So watch, here's what this looks like. Hey, Facebook family. Hey, Instagram family. Hey, whoever family, social media, Snapchat family. I need y'all to do me a favor and help me celebrate and congratulate Kathy. She has done, her organization has done $7,000 in business, you guys, right within the month of September. Absolutely amazing. I am so proud of her for generating over $7,000 in revenue in less than 30 days. And I just want y'all to help me to congratulate her. If you're interested in how she did it, inbox me and let me know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, good.
The whole purpose is to get people, new people, to engage with you. So the first half of the training today, I was showing you how to engage with people that you've already touched. The second half, the goal is, and I just want to help you understand the mindset, the goal is to identify ways to get people to want to touch you. On one side, you're engaging them. On the other side, they're engaging you. What we need to do, so what was the key word in what I said? Engagement. If we're going to close out strong, we cannot be weary, but we have to up our game in engagement, whether we are engaging them or they are engaging us. Does that make sense? And so that's what I got for you. I hope and I pray that this was helpful to you. Hey, Kathy Weathersby, seems like every time I see you, you look like you're getting smaller and smaller. But I trust and pray that this was helpful to you, that it made some sense to you, and that you would not only hear it, not only a hearer of the word, but you'll become a doer of the word. And as you become a doer of the word, you will see that these principles that we're giving you will absolutely work to your benefit and for your good.